Murder is stacking the president, acting the government, taxing my funds in the bank.
It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports, and we'll get a look here at Josh Allen.
One of the great venues to watch a game in any sport, and one of the best home crowds in any sport, Soldier Field in Chicago. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Buffalo Bills and the Chicago Bears. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Bills, they've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
Season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Chicago's offense running out, and something they hope to see for years and years to come. Second-year pro Justin Fields leading the way.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Fields passing on the first play from scrimmage. And his first pass is incomplete. Christmas Eve here in 2022. A big slate today of Saturday games. But we will have, ready for this, a triple header of action on Christmas Day tomorrow. I think it's pretty safe to say we won't have a white Christmas in any of these places, however. We start with the Packers and Dolphins in Miami at 1 Eastern. Then you got the Broncos and Rams from Los Angeles. And then finally, the Bucs and Cardinals at 8:20 Eastern in the desert. Plus one more for good measure on Monday once the family's all gone back home and Grandma's punt. Fields hit and the ball is loose. Now this is picked up by the Bills. There he goes, right side. And this is going to be brought back for a Bills touchdown. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
The Tyler Bass on for the extra point attempt. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. You know, Charles, season winding down, time to maybe look ahead to the offseason. What do you see these guys going after either in the draft or free agency?
Well, with the season that they're having, just about every position is up for grabs right now. No one is really safe, but the focal point's always the quarterback position. And he may be auditioning to try and stay with his own current team. I think he's auditioning for the rest of the league to try and find a spot because I think this team is looking for a new quarterback.
Just a gain of a couple there. And it's second down. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Fields now to throw. And that is incomplete here.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Fields. And this is going to be caught? No, they say it's incomplete.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense does.
And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Von Miller, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Well, last game he had 2 sacks, got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
On 4th down, here's Brett Kern to punt the football away. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Crowder now to return. It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Now the Buffalo offense ready to bring out their high-powered attack. And at the center of it all, of course, the rocket arm man in his 5th year out of Wyoming, Josh Allen.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3-1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game.
They start the drive with Cook to about the 35, 2nd down. There are the numbers for Cook from a week ago. 10 carries, 56 yards.
Well, we know they've clinched a playoff spot, but there's plenty of football left to play. And I'm a proponent of continuing to do what you've done throughout the season, especially with teams that are heavy run teams. Because if you throttle back too early, you lose the rhythm of the run game, not just with the runner, but with the offensive line as well.
And now a pass dumped off to his running back. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down. This defense for the Bears, they were quite formidable in the win over Philly a week ago.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but I believe he might be a few inches short. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. Allen now on the sneak, and they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. Now this time, Allen will throw. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. The Bills at 11-3 on the year, and they've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And this team is absolutely playing their best football right now. This is the best that we've seen them play in a long time, partner. Sky's the limit as far as they're concerned. Their confidence really soaring.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Allen going to give to Singletary on the option. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Six 0 our score after one. The Bills with a football as we start quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Allen. Going down the middle, and it's complete. Touchdown, Bills. Devin Singletary with touchdown number 20 on the year as his guys are able to extend their lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Here's Bass now for the extra point. And he atones for his miss the first time around as this one is up and good to extend their lead. That time a 9-play drive, and it ends in a Buffalo touchdown.
Tyler Bass to kick off for Buffalo.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. From his end zone is Byron Pringle. The Chicago offense set to get started. They find themselves down 13-0 here as they try to get things started offensively. 1st and 10. Here's Fields. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
I can't help it because I'm just sitting back in admiration right now of what I'm seeing. This is a defense that essentially announces to everyone that they're going to play, you are not running the ball against us. I don't care how you try to go about doing it.
#1 rush defense in the league for a reason, and after that last play, they might want to try to go to the air. A big one there on 3rd down. They hit for 30 yards.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
A run on 1st down, but it's not going to get them much. Maybe a yard, and that's all.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
On 2nd and 9, Fields. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted, thrown back across his body. Jair Elam makes a pick, and the Bills are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
So here come the Bills out for their 2nd drive. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy is nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
And meanwhile, Allen's throw taken in by Diggs. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Allen from the gun on 3rd down. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard. They'll toss this right side to Singletary. There's a nice move. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44. Here's Allen to throw it. He's going to let this one go deep. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Isaiah McKenzie, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it culminates in a Bills touchdown.
Tyler Bass, the kickoff for Buffalo.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. From the end zone, here's Pringle. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. 2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles. And a loose football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball, You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Here comes Josh Allen and the Bills offense back onto the field. And the numbers for the last drive, and he was perfect, which maybe isn't surprising because he has not missed a pass in this game yet.
And it lets you know just how precise things have to be for a quarterback to be perfect, because that means the line's blocking really well, no one's dropping any of the passes thrown to them, and the quarterback is accurate. It's almost like a pitcher throwing a no-hitter or a perfect game, isn't it? He's the principal guy, but he needs a lot of help.
Time to find out if he can keep that perfect game going here, partner. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking at first and goal.
And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. They've been in the red zone 3 times in this game and have not scored a single point. Can they break through here on 2nd and goal? And he's got his tight end Knox for a Bills touchdown. A great play there as the first half is winding down. And the Bills are able to add on to their first half lead.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Bass on for the extra point. And that stretches the lead to 27. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it ends in a Buffalo touchdown.
Tyler Bass, the kickoff for Buffalo.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. From the end zone, here's Pringle. And he returns this to the 22. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. So we are at halftime here on Christmas Eve as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. Some great games coming up on Sunday, highlighted by a 1 o'clock matchup in Miami. A good test for the Dolphins as they'll take on the always tough Green Bay Packers. Excellent games in the late afternoon window as well. One being out in Los Angeles, where it'll be the Rams taking on the Denver Broncos. And then finally, time to unwind on Monday night. It'll be the Chargers and Colts from Indianapolis at 8:15 Eastern Time sharp. With that, let's take a look at the next-gen stats for Buffalo in that first half. And there were a few factors as to why they built this good-size advantage, but the rushing numbers were not all that amazing. We'll see if they can pick it up in the second half. Meanwhile, for the Bears, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football, and they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Yeah, that's something to consider. Are we in for more one-way traffic here in the second half? It has not been a competitive game to this point. Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Well, in the process of that kick return, it appears we had an injury. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
On second down, here's a run with Singletary. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Sam Martin now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. Yeah, that's a 48-yard punt with a coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And the Bears take over. The Bears offense making their way out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the NFC. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
On first down, it's Fields. Man open, that's Kiki QT, complete. 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Chicago! Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. I don't know if last year as a rookie if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that as he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
Santos with the extra point, and the lead down to 20. The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Allen going to give this one to Singletary. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4. Now Allen. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big one there on 3rd down. They hit for 30 yards.
I'm seeing a lot of guys shaking their heads on defense right now, particularly in the secondary. And when you see that going on, that is never a good sign. But it's understandable. They've been shredded so far.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Allen going to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, that's a good piece of quarterbacking right there because he certainly felt the pressure coming. The alternative, getting sacked for the first time. He didn't like that option at all. Did a nice job saving yardage by throwing that one away.
And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
You see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. They'll try and run for this with Singletary. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
Allen taking it himself. And he is going to have the Bills 1st down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. So a moment to catch our collective breath. Back now at Soldier Field. It's the Bills with a lead and the football here to begin the 4th quarter. Forced out to it, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Jaquan Brisker brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The first sack of his NFL career.
How about that one? The so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was a strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Now Allen. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Allen will look to throw for it on 4th. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he is going to have the Bills 1st down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Defensively, a bit of a collapse, allowing the 4th down play to result in 23 yards. So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10. A give up the middle to Singletary. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. 2nd and 4. They could still get a 1st down without scoring. A handoff on the option to Singletary. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky. The Bills on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. To throw, it's Allen. Touchdown! Stephon Diggs hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Bills stretch this 4th quarter lead even further, and they are closing in on win number 12 of the season. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack the defense and take them out of the game.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This taken in at the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. Now a first down throw, Fields. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. From the 29, Fields. Got an open man, it's Pringle. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Holding offense.
So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that could be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Fields on third down. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. Matt Milano, the man to break up the throw.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Fourth down, Fields has to have this one. He's going to let it fly. And incomplete on the deep ball. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Bills are going to take over in excellent field position. So first and 10 now from the 30. They run, Cook. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. On second down, Cook. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down. Here's Cook again. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Give him a couple on the carry there. Second and 8. Cook up the gut. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And this is picked up by the Bears. And that will write a finish to this ball game. So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the one touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This is the type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no consistency, and they just took control.
So for Buffalo, the wins keep coming as this one moves them to 12-3 on the year. And they'll have another road date next week with the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for Chicago, the slide continues as they drop now to 3-12. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel up to Detroit to take on the Lions.